I'm Robert Winston, I work at Imperial College, and I'm going to answer, or try to answer, some of the questions that you've asked us, complicated things about biology. Emily, who's 13 from London, asks, as colds and common diseases change, and they don't always have a cure, will we be able to find a common feature to all variations that is curable? The answer is no, I think, because we will constantly have a fight against infection, particularly as viruses and bacteria mutate, that is, their DNA changes. It will change without any kind of predictable way, and so we will have to find new ways of dealing with that all the time. And I suspect also that mankind will end up with new diseases that we don't have at the moment. Jessica, age 17 from Kent, asks, is the cause of eczema due to a mutation in the DNA or partly due to environmental factors? It's a very complex question and we don't fully know the answer to it, but it's likely that eczema is not due to a change in the DNA, not the DNA itself, but how the DNA probably works. So it may be much more due to environmental factors, which may have some influence on the DNA, particularly in small children. But it is interesting because eczema does tend to run in families, so there probably is some heritable form of eczema. Ben, age 7, asks, why do nosebleeds happen more often than eye bleeds, even though the eyes have more blood vessels? Well, actually, Ben, I think you might find, although you can't see them, your nose has just as many blood vessels as your eyes, and what's more, they're bigger, and they tend to be with less muscle. So actually, the walls of the vessels in the nose can easily burst, and I think that's why we have nosebleeds. Also, I don't know about you, but my nose is bigger than my eyes. Therefore, if I do bleed, I'm going to bleed more profusely from my nose than I will be from my eyes. Tammy, aged 11, I think Tammy, that's how you pronounce your name. It's not Teomas, it's Tammy. Tammy, aged 11 from London, says, can fungi spread into your bloodstream, or do they always just stay on the surface of your skin? Well, they can indeed spread to your bloodstream, and when they do, it can be very, very serious. Often very difficult to deal with fungi, which are actually in the bloodstream. It's quite a serious infection. We have to have very special antibiotics to deal with that. Anna, aged 11 from London, asks, why does it hurt so much when you put salt in an open wound? Well, I think it's something to do with the nerve endings in the open wound being very much excited by the structure of any chemical which gets into a wound. Pretty well anything which is not supposed to be in the fluids in the body in high concentration will cause an intense irritation. It changes the water content, and it will also stimulate nerves in other ways, possibly by changing their electrical charge. Sam from Rochester, who's 10, asked, why do we close our eyes when we sneeze? To tell you the truth, I don't know, but we don't always close our eyes. And of course, if you don't close your eyes, as Grace, age 16, asks, your eyes might pop out. That'll worry them.